Hey guys, welcome to the new episode of Retrospect. And what else can we talk about today than this crazy crash that happened Friday night? And it's crazy that it happened a week after my video where I was actually warning you guys something was around the corner. People were just a bit too bullish, and look at that chart on Bitstamp, from 122 down to 109. And you know what? These lines that I drew of key support levels, I have had them on here for months now. And I just realized now that we've actually been hitting that 109,700 mark repeatedly. And I was just watching Carl the Moon's video that he posted today, and he was also talking about 109,700 being a key level. If we break below that with a solid close, we could be going lower than that. He also talked about the 97, 98,000 area, which I drew a line maybe months ago. I haven't seen this chart in forever. So the fact that I had actually made a note of those levels and he mentioned them kind of gave me a confirmation that those are levels to watch out for. So let's talk about what actually happened. They're talking about a $19 billion liquidation event. Guys were leveraged to the gills. I told you last week about this. People are blaming it on Trump's 100% tariffs on Chinese tech. I think people are just trying to find some kind of excuse for this happening. Trump's been talking about tariffs many times in the past, and crypto didn't slide this much. I think there's manipulation happening from major players. I don't know who they are, but this move felt just too coordinated and too extreme not to be some kind of manipulation. So it dropped from about 122,000 to some people saying 109, some people saying 104, some people saying 102,000. But there was a sharp drop and a recovery. Altcoins were majorly impacted, even more than Bitcoin. And we'll talk about that a little later and what I think. 1.6 million traders were liquidated in 24 hours, with more than $7 billion of positions sold in under an hour. Totals could be even higher. Some estimates are talking about total liquidations being $30 billion, but all in all, it's the biggest liquidation event that crypto market has ever seen. Even if you take into account that the crypto market is a lot larger now than it was during the FTX collapse or the COVID event. The other crazy thing is that it happened when the traditional markets were closed. So come Monday morning, expect mayhem in the traditional markets, because there's going to be a knee-jerk reaction as the markets open. I could be wrong. Again, this is not financial advice. Some people are bullish and they are saying that this is the shakeout that we needed in order to get to those next levels of 160, 200,000 price tag on Bitcoin. Now let's talk about the potential manipulation that's happening on exchanges. I could be wrong. I'm not saying that anyone is guilty here, but you can formulate your opinion based on what you're seeing here. Sui, for example, it went from about $3.30 down to $2 on the Coinbase chart. Switch to the Binance chart, it went from about $3.20 down to, what's that, 55 cents. Compare these charts, they're completely different. Now you tell me there was no manipulation here. The other thing, a crypto trader opened a massive short position on Bitcoin 30 minutes before Trump's tariff announcement. They closed that short for an estimated $88 million profit. The account was created the same day, raising a justifiable suspicion amongst community observers. Who is going to take that massive risk on a short with so much money? That had to be someone who had insider knowledge that this announcement was going to be made and crypto was going to dump really, really hard. Lastly, let's have a look at the major losers for the week. We've got Plasma at the top, Pump Fund 42%, a World Liberty Financial, funny enough, with a 40% decrease in price for the last 7 days. I saw Floki got hit 34%, Bonk 32%, Pepe and Pudgy Penguins also around 32%, and it's been absolute carnage for the altcoins, which once again proves you gotta have Bitcoin, you gotta have Ethereum, but I mean Bitcoin has to be a considerable amount of your portfolio, otherwise you're gonna get hammered on these liquidation events. But that's it from me today. Let me know what you think in the comments, what you think the reason for this major dump was. Hit like on the video if you enjoyed, and subscribe to my channel for future posts. Have a great rest of your weekend, guys. Bye bye.